Hello and welcome. You are listening to the Happya Life podcast. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. After deciding survival wasn't enough, I set out on a path to live my best life. I wanted to thrive. Now I'm on a mission to support others. Think you're not good enough, confident enough, brave enough? I'm here to tell you you are, and you can achieve anything. This is your time, so let's do this. Hello and welcome back to the Happya Life podcast. I'm Clare Deacon, trauma-informed therapist, positive psychology coach, and the founder of Happya. And if you've ever found yourself saying, I didn't mean to react like that, or wish I could just keep calm when I'm triggered, this episode is for you. Because today we're going to be talking about what it really takes to stop reacting and start responding, especially when you feel emotionally hijacked and out of control. And I want to begin by saying this gently but clearly. Your reactions aren't failures. They are protective responses. They are your nervous system doing its best to keep you safe based on what it's learned. And if you're listening to this, chances are you've spent years carrying too much, feeling too much, holding too much, and you've never really had the chance to feel safe enough to respond instead of react. This conversation is for the women who have walked through life on high alert, who hold their breath in difficult conversations, who explode or shut down or cry unexpectedly, and then spend hours beating themselves up for not holding it together. If that's you, I see you, and I want to tell you this. It isn't about self-control, it's about nervous system regulation, because when your brain perceives a threat, real or imagined, it bypasses logic and goes straight to protection mode. And until we learn how to interrupt that cycle, we keep repeating the same patterns. So let's start with what a reaction actually is. Maybe someone says something that lands wrong and you snap. Maybe you're asked to do one more thing and suddenly you're in tears, or maybe you feel shut down, silent, frozen and numb, and you don't know why. These aren't overreactions, they're survival strategies. They are what your body has learned to do when it feels unsafe. And most of the time, they happen in a split second before your conscious brain even has the time to catch up. You might not even realize you're being triggered because the trigger isn't always what's happening. It's what your body remembers and the meaning your brain attaches to it. So that text that gets ignored feels like abandonment. That sigh from your partner feels like rejection. The loud voice in a meeting feels like danger. And before you know it, you're reacting not to the present moment, but to an old wound that never got a chance to heal. I see this in so many of my clients, and I've lived it too. Years ago, I would spiral over the small things, then beat myself up for being too sensitive or too emotional. What I now know is that I wasn't overreacting, I was overtriggered. I didn't need more willpower, I needed more nervous system safety. So, what does it mean to respond instead of react? Well, it means finding that tiny pause, that moment of awareness between the trigger and the behavior. It means recognizing the story you are telling yourself and gently interrupting it. And it means giving your body a new experience, a new way to feel safe. Like your brain doesn't keep defaulting to the old pattern. So let me walk you through 3 simple trauma-informed tools that can begin using today to create that pause and start responding with more calm, clarity, and self-trust. So first of all, name the trigger and name the story. What just happened and what am I telling myself about it? So an example can be, she hasn't replied to my message and I'm telling myself I must have upset her. He sounded short and I'm telling myself he's annoyed with me. So separating the two things of what actually is happening and the story that you're telling yourself. This helps separate the event from the emotional meaning you've attached to it. And when you can name the story, you can start to take back your power. So, second of all, orient your safety. Your body doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a remembered one until you show it. So, look around your space. Name 5 things you can see, 3 you can hear, and 1 you can physically feel in your body. This grounds your nervous system in the present and reminds your brain you are not back there and you are here now and you are safe. So, thirdly, you can use a pattern interrupt when you feel the wave, when you can feel it rising. So, pause and do something that shifts your state. Put cold water on your wrists. Step outside, feel the fresh air. Feel your feet on the ground. Hum or sing. Activate your vagus nerve. These sensory shifts help break the cycle and bring your brain back online so that you can respond with intention, not fear. These tools aren't about suppressing emotion, they're about giving your nervous system an alternative route, a different path, if you like. So you're not stuck, it changes the reaction loop. And the truth is, this will take time because for many of us, our reactions have been rehearsed for a long time. Your body has learned to protect you through silence or anger or control or retreat. And now we're going gently unlearning that. We're going to make that shift change. And I want to say this, if you're someone who feels things deeply, if your emotions feel loud or overwhelming, if you've been told you're too much or too sensitive, I want you to know your feelings aren't wrong, they're information, and you get to choose how you respond to that information with compassion, not criticism. This is the heart of emotional regulation. It's not about being calm all the time, it's about staying connected to yourself so that you can notice when you're leaving your window of tolerance and bring yourself back in without shame, without spiraling. And if you're listening and thinking, this is me, I react before I even know what's happening, and then you spend hours regretting it, please know you're not broken. You're protecting. And now that you're aware, you can begin to do something different. One of the most powerful things I ever learned was that healing isn't about never being triggered. It's about responding to the trigger with more safety, more presence, and more choice. And if you're ready to start doing that in your own life, I want to invite you to reach out. Send me a message on Instagram, via email. Let me know what resonated with you, and I'll help you find the next step, whether that's coaching tools or simply being reminded that you don't have to keep reacting from pain. You can start responding from your power. You deserve to feel safe, to pause. You deserve to be supported as you rewire these patterns. And you deserve to live from a place of calm, not just control. So thank you for being here, for showing up for all the parts of you that are ready to heal, and for choosing yourself even when it's hard. I'll see you next week, where we'll unpack whether you're actually setting boundaries or just avoiding altogether, and how to tell the difference. So until then, breathe, soften, and remind yourself you get to choose how you respond. Until next time. If you've enjoyed this episode, ensure you hit subscribe, head on over to my website happiercoach.com, sign up for the weekly newsletter, and let me support you in living a happier life. I'm your host, Clare Deacon. Thank you for listening. Have a fabulous day.